Hey, it's JT from hoagiesgarage.com. I have a product review here to do. This is the Meguiar's DA power system. I contacted Meguiar. I told him the Corvette here has a couple spots on the hood that show some haze, some swirl marks, things like that. It's not exactly showroom finish like the rest of the car. Currently has 7,000 miles on it, so it is pretty much like flawless everywhere except this one spot. So they recommended their DA power system, or dual action power system. It's pretty cool. I'm going to kind of walk up to the camera here and show you. It connects to a regular, normal, standard drill. And then what happens is it has the random orbital capability of a full-on like buffer. So kind of neat that it's a much smaller, easier to use setup, if that makes sense. Cordless, that sort of thing. Have a whole assortment of pads here to try on it. Compound pads, polishing pads, waxing pads. Have some polish, have some compound. So I'm going to run this hood, or the half that is actually bad, and see if this can actually fix the swirl mark. So I'll kind of take the camera off here. I'll show you the couple of spots that I think if it transfers, I don't know if it will, but then more than anything, I'm going to show you how this system works here from Meguiar's. Alright, so this is the hood of the 2004 Z06. I stated earlier, roughly 7,000 miles on this car, so not really much wear or anything, but there are some hazy swirl marks on this paint, and I'm going to kind of move the camera around, see if you can kind of notice. I really don't know if it's going to show up. I'm kind of in the dark, if that makes sense. I'm in the garage here. It is about 8 o'clock. There's a big kind of mark there along the edge. If I go back here, that one actually I can almost see that on my screen here. So overall, I'm going to focus on this upper left corner of the hood. We'll say, like, if I can frame that in, kind of like right that area there. So, and it is a black, obviously a black car, which we all know black is tough to maintain, but this is one of those spots where I think we could make it a little nicer than what it is. This one even here, I can, let's see, you can kind of see that a little bit. A couple little nitpicky spots, nothing crazy though. I mean, you can see myself in there pretty good. This is very, this is actually something that to me does stick out a little bit. I'm not the pickiest with my paint, just so when I take it through the car wash it looks nice. It doesn't have big gouges or scratches, and it's pretty nice. But we're going to give this a shot here. So let me get set up here with the Meguiar's, and then we'll run through how this guy works. Now, Meguiar's did decide to use the horribly awful, impossible to open plastic clamshell style case. So I'm going to do my best here to open this up without fully destroying it, which is usually not the case with these kind of things. And the pads are the same exact way, not exactly easy to open. I could see maybe if there's a newer, this is a few months old, they sent this to me this summer. Maybe they improved their packing. But I don't really know, we'll just leave that there. So upon opening this, Uncle Rico selling Tupperware here. Should give that a little tear. Okay. Here's the good stuff. And there's our. It's just product info, nothing crazy. Do have instructions. And finally, oh, there we go. There it is. And when I spin it here, you can actually see this. How it does do the random orbital deal. Pretty cool. This pad here, the yellow, I feel like is more for waxing. It is a Velcro, or if you are worried about trademark, that is called the hook and loop. Let's set this right here. The compound pads, the red, these are meant for heavy oxidation, scratches, and water spots. So that's the one we're going to start with our compound here, which I will grab. We're going to start with that. So let me get this set up here. Alright, so we're set up with the DA system. I have it in my Craftsman drill here. They are specific on the RPMs. They say to put it into a drill 1200 to 2500 RPM. I really don't know what this one is, but I'm going to give it a shot. And I'm not going to go crazy fast. I mean, because if you see this, it does go random and it does spin around like that. So I might do like a middle speed, something like this. Something in that range. Like I said before, I'm going to use the Ultimate Compound, which is from Meguiar's again, clear coat safe. Cuts as fast as harsh abrasives, color and clarity remover. It is for the DA polisher orbital. Dispense a small amount onto a clean buffing pad. Buff one section at a time. Wipe dry with a microfiber. We do have the Meguiar's Supreme Shine pads. And then it says follow with Meguiar's Ultimate Wax, which we do have that. So we'll try this first. The next one I have, I think, is either a polish or the wax. We'll see if this cuts it down, and yeah, it should be interesting. Kind of a clever product so far. One little neat thing, this does not require any maintenance, no lube, no nothing. Just make sure you chuck it up in there correctly, and you're good to go. So, not a bad little kit so far. We'll see how it works. Anytime you use any product like this, you don't want to use too much or too little. Too much, you're going to create a mess, and which could happen. I've never used this before. And too little, you're just not going to be doing anything. So a lot of times what I like to do is sort of put it on the pad and kind of sort of just push it in a little bit, kind of spread it out. Somebody even described it as buttering a piece of toast. You don't put, obviously, your butter in the center and just expect it to work. So I have some on there. I'm going to kind of, the other trick I do, and I've learned over the years with this, is I like to take it and sort of smash it in a little bit. So let's see what happens here. Okay, so the Ultimate Compound has been applied. One of the ways I was taught to use buffer, random orbital, or anything is you kind of vary your direction. So you can see I sort of went all over. One time I went that way, kind of away and back towards me. Then the other time I went left to right. It kind of allows it to hit at different angles. But next move is, and I'm normally used to letting this stuff dry, but we'll see how this sort of buffs off with one of the Meguiar's microfibers here. So if I kind of do this one-handed, this does buff off very easily. Not too difficult. Doesn't really dry, get sticky. Kind of buffs off similar to a wax. Sorry if this is a little shaky. I just kind of wanted to show. Although if you do have it dry in certain sections, it is a little tough. So I'm going to go ahead and put the camera down, finish this, and then we'll see if it did anything at all. Alright, so next up, we're going to move on. Meguiar's told me this was an optional step, but they did say it works really well on black, which is what we have. This is their Ultimate Polish. Basically, it's a pre-waxing glaze, it says, for deep reflection, high gloss, and eliminates fine swirl marks. Once again, it can be used in the DA system, which we've added the polishing pad, which is yellow. Basically, these change just the density of the foam. This one doesn't feel as firm as the red one we just used, or the dark red, maroon, whatever you want to call it. This says work each section, making 4 to 6 overlapping passes. Reapply as needed. Wipe dry with a Supreme Shine microfiber. Keep off of vinyl, rubber, plastic, etc. So, etc. yeah, so gonna give the ultimate polish a run here, see how it does. And same kind of plan, sort of apply it evenly onto the pad there. We're gonna let it sort of smooth in. This doesn't really seem to have any abrasiveness in it whatsoever. So it's again should be pretty easy to apply. As you can see, much easier to push down on that pad. Alright, so I'm going to kind of be honest here. So far, after using the compound and the polish, you can kind of see it right there, what I'm talking about. I don't really see an improvement so far. And with that being said, that's not necessarily a knock on the product or the system. What this is to me is a at-home safe is the key word here. Safe system. I don't know if you can see right there. I kind of have a, that's how I've tried to buff that out. Didn't really happen. You know, with this being a safe system, you run into this a lot of times. Same thing with any other company out there. They're not going to give you something that's going to ruin your paint potentially. You really can't hurt your car with this. What I'm going to do next with it, though, I think is what this is going to be the most useful thing for you. We're going to use the black pads. We're going to use the Ultimate Liquid Wax, the Meguiar scent, and we're going to apply, we're just going to wax the whole hood. And I'm going to kind of show you here how fast this can be done, and this is one of those things where it doesn't, it's going to be your, I'll say, the reason you would buy this. I don't know if I would personally buy it to remove like heavy scratches like this. These aren't even heavy, they're just basically like real, we'll say, heavy swirl marks in the clear. This isn't through the clear, these are very surface, they're not deep, but the compound, the pad, it's a very safe compound, I've gathered. So with that being said, I'm going to move on to the Ultimate Liquid Wax, the dark black, the black pads, and apply the wax to the whole hood just so we kind of have a somewhat uniform look. And then I'll wrap up the whole story here on the DA power system. Okay, so before I film the waxing of the whole hood, I wanted to show this is the Ultimate Liquid Wax, same bottles as the other stuff, but did come in a big fancy box where you get a black microfiber towel and an applicator pad, which we won't be using because obviously we're using the DA power system. So moving on to the waxing here with the black foam pad on the DA power system. Alright, so that's one full coat of wax on the hood. Took me a total of 3 minutes, I'd say. The one issue with this is the surface area. I'm going to walk over here and show you. It's just not that big. That's one of the things. I mean, it is cool. It does do the random orbital. But it's just, it takes a while with this such a small little pad. And that's about the same size as the applicator pad they give you. But the problem is you're trying to go all over with this. It is very tiring as opposed to a regular random orbital by, you know, a company like DeWalt or, you know, one of those that's actually like kind of meant to do that. So yeah, so now next move is I'm gonna buff this off of here with the black towel and we'll see how it looks. I'm going to show you the, we'll say, final product here. So with this whole thing being done, kind of reflecting on it as a whole, I will say that the DA power system is very clever. It's something where your average guy, which could be you, your average girl, could be you listening, watching, could go to the auto parts store, Amazon, pick this up, not feel intimidated, and give it a shot at paint care. Now, with that being said, when you are going in with that level of, we'll say, commitment, where you're not buying the $200 buffer, you're not researching that much. Maybe you research this, but you know what I mean. You kind of like want to do it just sort of like as a hobby, and not necessarily like full go professional. Your results aren't going to be as good as a professional either, and that's totally fine. This product isn't something that's meant to be used by a professional. It's meant to be used by you at your home, giving it a shot, and it works. It does what it's supposed to. It does random orbital. You're not going to hurt your paint. The compounds are very mild. They're not going to ruin anything. You can tell it's pretty simple when they give one compound, one polish, and one wax. There's not many options of levels of compound. Even still, a lot of times when you buy, say, like level 4 compound, this is for the heaviest of heavy, big scratches. Even that stuff isn't that crazy for the at-home user. To get into that crazy stuff where this might get fixed by it, you do have to go to a body shop with an experienced paint guy. One surprise though I did have, I don't want to say surprise, because Meguiar's has been sending me great stuff. They're a great company. Their Ultimate Liquid Wax, which is a synthetic wax, goes on and off real easy. Buffed off super quick. Didn't like dry, get all like flaky or anything, came right off on the towel. Actually, I didn't use the black one, but a really neat product with this. Do I recommend the DA power system? For me, no. I personally wouldn't, because I already have a big random orbital. I've researched, I've done that, and that did take me, we'll say, a year to figure out. When I got it out of the box, it didn't work right. I didn't know what to use, how to do it. And I mean, you look at the cost of that, the compounds, the pads, I'm probably $300 in for that. Now, with that being said, the DA power system is like 40 bucks on Amazon. Each set of pads is like $12, and then this stuff varies where you get it, but anywhere from the $10 neighborhood up to the 20-some dollar neighborhood. So definitely not as much of an investment. And if you have a new car, you're not trying to bring something back to new standards, this would be perfect for you. If you have showroom paint and you can keep it showroom and keep it nice, this is awesome. But if you have something like this that has a mistake and oops, somebody used the wrong thing on it at some point, you may need to invest in something more or take it to a professional. So with that being said, Meguiar's DA power system review, definitely something to try if you like tinkering in the garage, messing with new products. It's pretty slick, I'm not gonna lie. It is neat how that whole contraption works. HoagiesGarage.com has the full links to buy this stuff, has the video that you're probably watching, quick write-up, but most of the meat of this is in the video, so you can see how it works. If you've used this before and you have had great results, it does have great reviews on Amazon. Leave a comment below. Tell us what you've done with it. Maybe even share a picture with us of before and after with this. If you do get it because of this video, let us know what you think after the fact. I'm curious. So thank you so much for watching. Good luck with your paint care. Thanks to Meguiar's. This is pretty much all I have to review from them. They sent me so much stuff the past few months. I'm out now. I've run through the whole gauntlet of everything they sent. So we'll see what's next with Meguiar's or paint care, vehicle care from the next company. Thanks again for watching. Have a great day, and stay tuned. More to come from HoagiesGarage.com.